The hunt was good, and the hunt was noble. When man must stand alone, face to face with nature, he can either rise to the task or shrink. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Well, this is definitely going to be a little bit different style of adventure. And I stopped here to let a little air out of my tires. Today, I think I'm going to have to get on and off the highway a little bit. So I've taken them down to sort of a compromise pressure. I've got enough air in them that I can get back on the highway for a few miles here and there, but let enough air out to soften the ride a little bit, because I'm going to do a lot of miles on dirt and gravel today. Because today I am on a hunt, and I am not hunting for animals. I'm not hunting for cool geological oddities or even epic campsites. I'm on the hunt for something that I've never really gone looking for before. We'll see how today goes. Usually when I head out on an excursion, I am usually trying to get into places that I haven't been to before and explore interesting areas. That's kind of not what's happening today. I'm actually scouring through areas that I have been in before that I don't really go to anymore, but where I think I may be able to find what I'm looking for. I am on the hunt for a campsite, but a different breed of campsite from what I normally seek. Trying to locate a spot that can accommodate a good number of vehicles for sort of a family reunion style gathering coming up in a couple of months. So while I typically look for cozy little campsites, hidden away, tucked away, small, my goal today is a much bigger campsite. Nope, that's not gonna work. And for years I've driven by campsites like that, but they don't even register. I don't mark them in Guide GPS because, you know, they're usually fairly close to a road. A lot of times they're visible from the road. A lot of times they don't really have any features, no view, no creek, no whatever. I call them hunting camps because I think that's when they get the most use, when, you know, a big group of friends will come out and they'll set up their whole hunting camp and that will be their base camp for a week. I've seen countless camps like that, and I just never mark them, don't pay any attention to them because it's not the way I normally camp. So not too long ago, maybe it was just this past winter, I think, I had a video where I took a little overnighter trip and I was just sort of thoroughly combing one little area of national forest I had never really explored in depth before. So it was lots of driving little side roads, kind of like this, discovering campsites, discovering little roads that didn't go through. Some people weren't happy that the whole video was just looking for a campsite. But I'm like, well, yeah, that's what I was looking around. I was looking for campsites, just looking to see what I could find. This video is going to be lots of hooking up little side roads. So if you don't like to see exploring and discovering, then this video may not be for you. But if you like the process of exploring and discovering, keep watching. See what else we discover today. Stumbled on a huge area with multiple large campsites that would be more than enough space. This appears to have once been an actual pay campground that no longer is. Now it looks like it's just a free dispersed campground. Lots and lots of space. And there's nothing special about it, but we are in the trees Yeah, so like here's a nice big campsite. It's in the trees, it kind of got a little bit of a filtered view. It's a little small and a lot of it is not very level. I mean, you could put several vehicles in here, but I don't know if it's quite big enough. This is kind of an interesting spot at the end of this road. Mount Jefferson sort of towering above. It's really out in full sun. There was some space back in those trees over there, but it's not a whole lot of room. This would be a nice little spot to camp in winter. I might have to come back here in the snow. You can't deny it's beautiful in Central Oregon. This is a great campsite. I've always wanted to drive up this little trail. I thought there might be something up here. This might not be big enough. Perfect creek access. Look at that. I could jump in that little pool right now. I know it's a Wednesday, but I can't believe on a beautiful summer day like this, there's no one in this beautiful little campsite on the creek here. Okay, here's a good example of what I'm looking for. One little side road here, so we're not even on a main road. There's not a whole lot of reason for anyone to be coming along this road. But this is a big, ample clearing. We're kind of in the trees, but there's all these little spots that kind of go off and tuck in the trees. Yeah, this is a very workable spot. This is exactly the kind of thing I was looking for. Exactly what I had in mind. Yeah, I am pleased with that find. And it's just on this little sort of side connector road that goes between two more primary roads. So I've never driven up this little road, and I really never would have had any reason to, but that just underscores how important it is to actually just explore when you're out there, because there are little things hidden here and there that are so easy to bypass. I've been down and around and probably within, 300 yards of that campsite many times over the years. I've just gone right by it, didn't even know it was there. So I knew about this one. I've been in this little campground before, sort of a dispersed campground. It's a pretty nice size, and it has the advantage of being pretty close to one of the creeks in this area. I'm trying to be really thorough in my hunt today, exploring every single side spur I see. These are all little trails I've just bypassed many times, spanning years of traveling through this area. Now this is another little trail I've never driven up because it sort of runs parallel to a more main road. So anytime I'd be getting from point A to point B, I would not be driving up this road. I would just be over on the other road over there. But this is here. It must be here for a reason. Maybe it goes somewhere to something. So here's just another example of a secluded little campsite at the end of a road. Now I was driving down a side road that I hadn't been on for probably 5 years, and then I noticed another little spur coming off of it that I definitely had never poked up. And it's sort of an unremarkable campsite, but with a little walk through the forest there's a nice little creek. This isn't what I'm hunting for today, but it's nice to know it's here. It's always nice to have extra backup campsites. Once again, just underscores discoveries to be made. Even if you don't know something's there, you just poke up a little side road, a little dirt trail, and you never know what you might find. This little trail was not going to work for my purposes. No matter what, it got definitely too small, too narrow, too low. And even I just barely squeezed through a couple of spots. But once I got heading down it, I had to see where it went. It was sort of running parallel to a creek, so I thought it might find a nice little creekside campsite. It did eventually come to an end, but these downed logs look familiar for some reason. And I think, I haven't gone to double check this, but I think, like half an hour ago, I came up that road there, ran into this log, and turned around right there. And I've gone all up and around and down and saw this coming this way and had no idea it was gonna connect to that. Once I was to the point where I was satisfied with the hunting that I did today and with what I found, I decided to just loop back and come back to this little campsite on the creek. And I am sitting on my trash bucket because I lent my chairs to someone who's going to an outdoor concert and didn't think to pack anything else in the truck. That's the nice thing about a 5-gallon bucket. It can serve many purposes. That's still some pretty bitter cold snow melt there. I don't think I'll be diving into that pool.
It's not just dinner time for me. Down at the creek, what I first thought were some really large flying insects are actually these teeny tiny little bats flitting back and forth over the water, eating bugs. They are not at all bothered by my presence, swooping very close to me as they catch their dinners. Or rather, I guess it's probably breakfast for them.
Well, it is the middle of August. I'm in Central Oregon. It should not rain here. I've had the camper now for about 1.5 years, and With, I think, 2 exceptions, I've had at least a little bit of rain in every single trip I have been on, regardless of season. I really thought this was going to be a completely dry trip. I can't believe it. It wasn't a lot of rain by any means, really just enough of a sprinkling to make a mess of the dust without actually cleaning anything off.
I came out here yesterday with just one mission, to find an extra large campsite for an upcoming gathering. I figured I'd just stop and sleep at whatever random site I was near when the sun got low, so the peaceful, relaxing time I enjoyed here in the forest next to the creek has been a pleasant surprise. After this productive excursion and many discoveries, it is time to air up and head home.